shaking, everybody? It's your boy King of the Gold State coming at you with a series review for the show Cursed. It's a new show that's available on Netflix. It stars Catherine Langford and Devin Terrell and also Gustav Skarsgård. And it's currently now available to watch in binge form on Netflix. So before I start, I'd like to say be sure to like this video, comment down below, tell me what you thought about the show as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. The subscription button is right down below. Just turn that red button gray. So, without further ado, let's talk about this show, Cursed. It's a series created by Frank Miller and Tom Wheeler. If you're not familiar with either one of those guys, Frank Miller is the creator of Sin City. He also did a couple of Sin City movies, and he's a very well-known comic book writer. Also, Tom Wheeler, he's a little bit sort of known as a writer. So as far as his writing credits involve Surface, Puss in Boots, Dora and the Lost City of Gold, and the Ninjago movie, according to IMDb. So yeah, let's get into it. Talk about exactly likes, dislikes about the show. I binged this show in about 3 days, three days total, and it centers around a sorceress, a teenage sorceress, Catherine Langford, who is assigned basically to bring a sword to Merlin the magician. After her town has been destroyed by a bunch of, God, I want to say paladins. That's it, paladins. The main paladin is played by actor Peter Mullen, who, if you guys aren't familiar with the guy, with Peter Mullen. He's done films. He's done a film like Session 9. His latest thing he's done prior to this was Westworld, and he's a very gifted actor. That guy's a very good actor, especially playing a villain. Because I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, like, these characters are all heroes in their own eyes. His character is seen as a hero in his own eyes. He plays Father Cardin, and Father Cardin, played by Peter Mullen, and the rest of his paladins are going all out to pretty much extinguish Catherine Langford and her kind, which are Fae. Basically, it's a meaning for fairy, and yeah, they burned down her village, and prior to that, burned down another village around her as well. And they pretty much seek the extinction. Her mother, who is gives her a sword, it's like a mystical sword, and is told to give it to Merlin, and just to deliver it to him, and prior to her death. Spoiler alert, but that's what happens. Also, you run into characters on the show like Arthur, who's pretty much one of the main characters, more like Catherine Langford's love interest. Catherine Langford is playing the character Nimue, and Devin Terrell plays Arthur, who, if you guys aren't familiar with Devin Terrell, he's known for playing Barack Obama in the movie Barry, which is also available on Netflix. And you also have other talented actors in this. So like Gustav Skarsgård, who plays Merlin. You also have Daniel Sharman, who plays the Weeping Monk. If you guys aren't familiar with Daniel Sharman, he played the bad guy in Fear the Walking Dead, one of the many bad guys. But yeah, pretty much that's pretty much the thing. It's a take on the Arthurian legend, and to talk about what I liked in the 10-episode season, had a good start. The show had a good start, had a decent premise, and you didn't get bored watching the show. Although you did have a couple issues with it. I mean, like I said, to start off, the show was very entertaining, to say the least. During the season, there were parts of the season that let you scratch in your head. Like, they had characters doing odd things, like stuff that didn't have anything to do with the main story. So have somebody doing like this thing here, and you were waiting for the payoff, and you never really got much of a payoff at the end. You never got a payoff at all. And so you kind of scratch your head on some things like that, or why did this person why is this person so obsessed with doing this? And they never really had much of a background to it. So there were some things that kind of fell flat for me during the season of Cursed. And I think that's the thing with the writers of the show. They decided to put a little investment into storyline a little bit, thinking it's going to pay off maybe that next season, which you hope this would make a next season. There, like I said, there was a couple things that just came off almost pointless in a way, and I think their idea with that is to bank on a next season, which you would hope to see. Yeah, that was one of my issues of the show. Another issue was, I haven't checked the credits, but I feel like the fight choreography on the show was choreographed by the same guy who did Iron Fist. Marvel's Iron Fist, which is also on Netflix. It was very, very loose, very, very uncoordinated, and I don't know. I think should there be another season of this show, they need to really tighten that up. Like it was kind of flimsy with some of the sword fighting, and it wasn't the best in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it did at the end of the season. It did have a slight payoff. I'm not spoiling anything, but still, there was still a lot of meat left on the bone, lot left on the table. There were you felt like they should have addressed something more to some things they were doing, because, like, for example, you had one character do like a thing, and you were trying to see what that led to, or why is this person here, or oh hey, it's funny seeing that person there, but they came back. It was just weird. So, I don't know. As far as the show goes, like I said, it was entertaining going through the entire show. I binged through it in 3 days, and it could, like I said, I think there was a lot left on the table that should have been dealt with and addressed. It's, like I said, it's a 10-episode season. I don't know, personally, I mean, if everybody's going to like the show. I liked it initially, but then again, slowly was falling out of love with it. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, they did make a couple changes with this whole Arthurian legend, making Arthur black, and of course, the lead character is a female, which is nothing wrong with either one of those things. I mean, but I need a payoff. I need one of those things that's like, if you have a great idea for something of a show like this, you have to give it a good payoff, and like, plus you have to give it, like I said, better fight choreography, because some of it was pretty messy, and I don't know a show like this personally is gonna make it to a next season, and if it does, personally for me, I think it's one of those things where if it does, I would invest in the first 3 episodes to see if I want to go any further, because it just felt like there was no real payoff for what they were trying to set up. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of all over the place. It was kind of a scattered mess, just like this review actually. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Like I said, I think it would help if they had another season. Something tells me that based on some of the reviews I've seen, it might not be likely. Like I said, tell me what you think. And for me personally, to grade this, I'm gonna give this 2.5 stars. It's still worth watching. Binge worthy? Well, you could drag it out. I wouldn't say it's binge worthy. It's one of those things you could just drag out and just go and watch it from time to time. It doesn't have to be like must see television. But I give this 2.5 stars. But enough about my opinion. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section. Also, like the video, share, also subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Later. Peace.